Alright, crew, Abe the Cursed Chef is back, and this time, we're diving into a realm where the very air sings. Look around us. These colossal crystalline spires hum with an almost melodic resonance. Carved by winds that vibrate with unseen forces, Leela's analog seismograph is already chattering, confirming the ground beneath us is a living drum, vibrating with erratic seismic pulses. She's pointing out the unique acoustic signature of those distant, shimmering filaments clinging to the highest peaks, our sound wave fiber. The air here carries a sharp mineral tang, like crushed piezoelectric rock mixed with the scent of distant, grinding tectonic plates. My gloved fingers feel the subtle quiver in the rock face. It's a constant, low-frequency tremor that bypasses my ears and goes straight to my bones. This environment is a raw sensory overload, and without taste to anchor me, the sheer tactile and auditory pressure feels disorienting, almost a physical push. Every gust of wind here feels like a physical shove, making the ground beneath us shift with an unpredictable, resonant groan. How do we even begin to approach an ingredient that lives and breathes on pure, unstable vibration, crew? Crew, this place isn't just loud, it's alive with sound. We just found someone who knows its pulse. Careful boy, a weathered settler grunts. The whispering peaks don't just echo, they shove. He points to the distant, shimmering fibers. That singing silk, it'll rattle your bones loose. I catch a new scent. Faint, acrid burnt quartz and strained muscle. Leela's seismograph spikes, confirming his words with a frantic whir. Abe, harmonic frequencies intensifying, Leela warns, her needle trembling. I feel the ground shift with a deep thrum, vibrating through my sternum, a disorienting internal tremor. The settler squints. It's the stone song. It'll make you forget which way is up. My balance wavers, tactile pressure overwhelming. How do we extract an ingredient that physically pushes back, crew? Crew, the whispering peaks introduced us to its sound eater. Up ahead, a colossal, segmented creature grazes singing silk strands. Its thick, iridescent carapace shimmers with absorbed energy, creating a quiet pocket. I catch a faint, earthy scent of damp stone and crushed moss. Leela's seismograph confirms localized dampening. My gloved fingers feel its presence, calm groans. This beast muffles the stone song. As I approach, the ground lurches with a violent thrum. Its crystalline plates vibrate erratically, radiating sharp, acrid, stressed chitin. It's a living amplifier, storing energy. My balance fails, stumbling as the stone song intensifies, a disorienting internal tremor. How do we extract fiber when local fauna turns the environment against us, crew? Crew, these singing silk strands aren't just beautiful, they're alive and they're pushing back. The colossal sound eater still grazes, its iridescent plates creating an eerie pocket of quiet around the shimmering filaments. I approach, my gloved fingers sensing the subtle shift in the ground's rhythm. Leela, ever the scholar, points to her vibrating gauges, her brow furrowed. She's picking up a unique, resonant frequency from the fiber. Crew, a signature she's never logged before. As I cast a shadow over a cluster of strands, they visibly recoil, tightening with a sharp, almost audible snap. A faint, acrid scent, like stressed quartz, now emanates from them. The old prospector's warning about singing rocks that bite suddenly makes chilling sense. My internal tremor intensifies, a disorienting high-pitched whine that bypasses my ears and vibrates directly in my skull. These fibers aren't just reacting, they're projecting a counter-frequency, a direct assault on my balance. How do we harvest an ingredient that actively fights back with such precise, disorienting force? Crew? All right, crew, Negotiation time. Kip, a cloaked merchant with a rattling pouch, eyes me from behind a stall piled with shimmering sound wave fiber. The air around his wares carries a sharp, mineral scent, like crushed piezoelectric rock, intensified by the fiber's constant low thrum. My gloved fingers detect a subtle, rhythmic pulse emanating from the strands, a unique signature. These fibers Kip, I project, my voice cutting through the ambient hum. I need a pristine sample for my culinary work. Kip's single glowing eye narrows, a faint, metallic tang of avarice wafting from his tattered cloak. He rasps, only for a price you cannot pay, chef. As he gestures dismissively, the fibers on his stall writhe, their resonant hum sharpening into a discordant shriek that scrapes against my bones. My internal tremor spikes, a searing, high-frequency drill boring into my brain, making my vision swim. The colossal sound eater in the distance lets out a low, guttural rumble, its iridescent plates vibrating with alarm. Kip snatches his wares, retreating into the shadows, leaving me with nothing but the escalating sonic assault. This ingredient isn't for sale, crew. It demands a different kind of acquisition. How do we claim what resists all commerce and actively fights back with such raw, disorienting power? All right, crew. If commerce won't yield the soundwave fiber, then mastery will. The colossal crystal inspires keen around us, their resonant hum a constant pressure against my bones. My gloved hands move with practiced precision, weaving a tight basket from dense, sound-dampening leaves I gathered. The air carries that sharp, mineral tang, now intensified by the fiber's raw, exposed energy. I use a specialized twine, spun from the silent moss, to carefully bind the shimmering strands. As the fiber is secured, its low thrum sharpens into a discordant shriek, scraping against my very core. My internal tremor spikes, a searing high-frequency drill boring into my brain, making my vision swim. A shimmer gatherer, their face etched with the wind's song, gasps from a nearby crevice. It fights the silence, they whisper, their voice barely audible over the escalating sonic assault. My muscles strain, countering the fiber's resonant pull as I seal the makeshift vessel. The ground beneath us shudders violently, protesting the extraction. We've contained its raw power, but the cost is clear. How do we begin to understand its melody without breaking its spirit, crew? Crew, this isn't just a trek, it's a high-stakes ballet with a ticking sonic bomb. The air here tastes of raw, fractured earth and the sharp tang of stressed crystal, each breath a gritty challenge. My gloved hands cradle the fiber's container, its contained shriek, a constant, grinding pressure against my ribs. I'm reading the ground's subtle groans through my feet, anticipating each tectonic shudder. My body becomes a living seismograph, absorbing the resonant feedback, aligning my steps with the wind's abrasive currents. A sudden deep thrum from below sends a cascade of loose scree tumbling towards a small, burrowing creature. "Hold fast, little one," I shout, shifting my weight, using my momentum to deflect the rockfall with a precise kick. The creature, a small, six-legged scavenger, chirps a high-pitched warning before darting into a crevice. My internal tremor now feels like a constant, searing drill, making my vision blur at the edges. Each muscle screams, protesting the immense physical strain of countering the fiber's unstable energy. This exhaustion is a new kind of adversary, threatening to unravel my control. How much longer can I maintain this delicate balance, crew? All right, crew, it's time to begin the delicate field processing of this screaming fiber. The air here still hums with that deep, resonant thrum, making the very stone beneath my boots vibrate. I carefully place a segment of the sound wave fiber into this ancient, resonant stone mortar, its surface already warm from the ambient vibrations. My gloved hands grip the pestle, feeling the subtle resistance as I begin to grind, a low, grinding shriek erupting from the fiber. Leela's analog seismograph is chattering wildly, and she gestures to the spiking needle, warning me the harmonic resonance is spiking, crew. I adjust my rhythm, a precise, almost surgical reduction of pressure, letting the fiber's own energy guide my movements. The mineral tang intensifies, a sharp, almost painful scent of fractured crystal filling my nostrils. The locals, their faces etched with terror, recoil further into the cave mouth, clutching their ears against the rising sonic pressure. My internal tremor now feels like 1,000 tiny hammers striking my bones, making my vision blur at the edges. This exhaustion deepens, each muscle protesting the immense strain of countering the fiber's unstable energy. How much more can this fiber withstand before it shatters, crew? All right, crew. The moment of truth is here for our screaming root roast. My gloved fingers carefully lift a sliver of the processed fiber. Its sharp mineral tang, now a concentrated, almost painful scent. I bring it to my lips, feeling the subtle tremor it emits even before contact. The instant it touches my tongue, a deafening shriek erupts, not from my mouth, but within my skull. My entire body vibrates violently, 1,000 tiny hammers striking every bone, every nerve. Leela's voice cuts through the internal chaos. Abe, your resonant frequency is spiking off the charts. The ambient energy is destabilizing. She's right, crew. The very air around me is screaming in unison with my own internal tremor. My vision blurs, not from exhaustion, but from the sheer force of the sonic pressure radiating from my core. The crystalline spires around us begin to hum with an unbearable intensity, their facets shimmering with uncontrolled energy. The locals recoil, some clutching their ears, others pointing in wide-eyed terror at my shimmering skin. A nearby crystalline beetle shatters into 1,000 resonant fragments, its tiny sonic signature overwhelmed. This isn't taste, crew. This is a physical shriek that has bypassed my ears and gone straight to my soul. What just happened to my senses, crew? Crew, that wasn't just a taste test. That was a full-body sonic assault, a shriek that rattled my very bones. My ears still ring with a phantom pressure, a constant reminder of the sound wave fiber's raw power. Leela's pointing at her seismograph. Abe, the ambient resonance is dropping rapidly. The entire crystalline structure is losing its charge. She's right. The spires around us are dimming, their vibrant hum fading into a dull thrum, like a dying bell. The locals, their faces etched with ancient wisdom, taught me to respect this world's volatile rhythm, to understand the cost of its gifts. My body still vibrates with a low-frequency tremor, a permanent souvenir from that impossible ingredient. I'm leaving a warning for them, a small, purified shard of the fiber, its danger now contained, a silent testament to its power. This world is collapsing, its energy spent, pushing us toward the next unknown. What new impossible ingredient awaits us beyond this fading portal, crew?